What is good, people of all different types of ages, races, genders, and yes, even you other species out there watching this video? This is the man, Omega Pro, and today we're going to be talking about, again, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. And what we're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is whether or not Dragon Ball Super characters will make an appearance in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. So I think there's a short answer and a long answer. So let's go ahead and start off with the short answer, okay? Because I think it'll be a little bit easier to explain the long answer once I've given you the short answer. You got it? Okay, you got it. Okay. What am I doing? So short answer is yes, there will be Dragon Ball Super characters in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. However, the long answer is also kinda no, kinda yes, because while I do believe there will be Dragon Ball Super characters in Xenoverse 2, I don't think we're gonna see like a bunch of Super characters in Xenoverse 2. Here's what I think we could see. Obviously, the Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan God Blue transformations. Obviously, Beerus and Whis. And as far as the actual new characters that we've seen, I think Hit would be a cool, maybe safe-ish bet. And maybe Champa and Vados would be, like, I think the ones that they would want to get out there the most. And then in a tier right below that, like a character that I think would be in the game if they got those other characters situated would be Kaba or Cobb or Cabbage Patch. But I feel like no matter what I say, I'm going to get that nigga name wrong. So I'm just going to call him Cabbage Patch. Y'all know I called a man Cabbage Patch because, one, I like Cabbage Patch Kids. Two, get off me. Okay, so I do believe that Cabbage Patch would be one, although I wouldn't hold my breath for him. I would really love to see him in the game, don't get me wrong, but I just have a feeling like that might be not on the bottom of their list, but, you know, Hit, Champa, Vados might be a little bit more important. Maybe not even Champa, actually, or Vados. But I think, like, in terms of, like, the super character that we're most likely to see out of the new ones would be Hit, because I think we've seen the most fighting out of him in particular. And not only that, but I just feel like he's one of the, I don't want to say, like, fan favorites or whatever, because it's hard to dictate something like that, but he's really, really strong, really, really cool, and we all want to know more about him. So I think that would be pretty awesome. Now, as far as Frost, I think he would be sort of in the same tier as Cabbage Patch. Like, if they put Cabbage Patch in, then I think they should put Frost in, just because I feel like they're kind of in the same-ish tier, whereas Hit would be like the tier above that. And then, of course, at like the bottom tier that they may not add would be Megetta, of course, and Botomo, mainly because they didn't get a lot of screen time. I mean, they got a decent bit of screen time, and we've seen them fight, and they could surely make the characters. It's just whether or not they would put these characters in. Now, for super characters, I'm not like holding my breath out for them in particular. Like, I'm not like waiting for them to be into the game or announced or anything. I think if they were to add them, that'd be a cool bonus. And I think that they should add a lot of the stuff from Super, but it's just a matter of how much time they realistically had on the game, which was, of course, only about a year or so. Since the release of Xenoverse, so they've been developing this game for a year. I feel like a lot of the time went into recrafting the Dragon Ball Z timeline and having your created character do everything. That's what I've been thinking a lot about Xenoverse, is that it's not one of those games where you play as your entire roster of every single Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT characters or anything like that, and you just have a blast and you go ahead and boom, you know what I'm saying? You get to play as anybody you want. I really do think that Xenoverse is a different breed of animal, and it's really focusing on becoming something where you can create your character, get lost in it, almost like exactly like an RPG, actually. Now that I think about it, you know what I'm saying? So I think that it's going to be a lot more like an RPG instead of something where, you know, like I said earlier, you can just create any character, or not create any character, but play as all these other cool characters and stuff like that. While I would like that to be the case, it just doesn't seem like that would be the case in my eye anyway. What do you guys think? Which super characters do you think they should prioritize putting in to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Do you think they're actually going to put Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 characters in here? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Again, my name is Omega Pro. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out. Peace. By the time I drop stealth, they in love with the flow. I'm switching it up, I'm keeping them guessing. If this shit flop, then it's back to T-Lop and the creator be mentioned. I'm looking at peers and I'm feeling the tension. Ignorant rapper, no on elections. Got no intellect and cannot interject except on the topic of men. Like I ain't out doing it best.